Welcome to today's Border Crossings. My name is Larry London, and I'm your host. Coming up on today's show, it's Scottish singer-songwriter Tom Walker. Tom says he was inspired by his father's collection of vinyl albums featuring a mix of Ray Charles, The Police, Bob Marley, and many more. He shared a house with 12 other musicians and created his new CD, which features his unique, soulful, gritty voice that mixes hip-hop with northern charm. Tom's vocals have been compared to Ed Sheeran. His music has been receiving very positive reviews. Tom has over 2 million Spotify subscribers, and his shows are selling out everywhere he performs. Join us today for Tom Walker, coming up on Border Crossings. Hi, I'm Larry London, and welcome to Border Crossings in our studios today. He's on tour for his debut album, Blessings. We would like to welcome to the Voice of America none other than Tom Walker, who is here via Scotland. So welcome to the U.S., welcome to D.C.
Nice one, thank you very much.
Now, this is not your first tour here, or is it?
Yeah, well, we've done some gigs in New York and L.A. and, some showcases and stuff like that. But yeah, this is our first road trip across America, I would say.
And coming from Scotland to D.C., I assume this is your first time here?
Yeah, this is my first time in D.C. Yeah.
What do you think of this city? I mean, going around and looking at all the big buildings.
The schedule's been quite busy, so it looks beautiful out of the car window. I've not got to experience as much.
Looks great on the back of a quarter. But
yeah, exactly. I mean, we drove past the monument earlier, so we saw that out of the window, and then it looks beautiful. I like the water.
What's the biggest change you've noticed coming to perform in America for American audiences versus what you're used to back home in Scotland and in the UK?
Biggest change. Hospitality is very nice over here. I mean, it is in the UK as well, but it's kind of everyone's very, very nice over here, so that's good. We're always well looked after. The drives are definitely a lot longer because, it's a big place, America. You can get to the top of England to the bottom of it in no time at all. So, yeah, that's a bit different. But, yeah, mostly the same.
Are you living in England now?
Yeah, I live in London at the moment.
And so you left Scotland and all the family and the friends?
Well, I moved from Scotland when I was 3 years old. So I was raised in Manchester. I am Scottish. I know I don't sound it. But yeah, I was raised in Manchester, and then when I was 19, I kind of moved to London, and I'm back and forward, Manchester, London.
So tell me about Blessings, the new EP that came out, I guess, end of April, beginning of May.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to do something that kind of encaptured what we're doing live with the band. I say we because me and my drummer Ali over here, and also Sam that does bass for us. We just wanted to get the sound that we were playing at live shows onto a record. So that was the whole concept for it. And then Blessings I'd written before the whole concept of the EP, and that was about, I live with 7 people, and sometimes it gets a little bit hectic, and we don't really have a lot of money, but what we do have, we make the most of, you know what I mean? And it's kind of nice, not everyone does that, and I think a lot of people live regretting stuff and moaning, but Friday night, if we've got no money, we just stay home and have a few beers and make the most of the house. So yeah,
that'll work.
Yeah, exactly.
Now you work with Adele's producer on the album?
Yeah, I work with a guy called Jim Abyss, and he's done Arctic Monkeys, Adele, Kasabian, all sorts of people. So that was a real game changer for us. We got to go into the studio and do everything for real, like real drums. We got in a brass section for one of the songs because we could. We got a cello player in. Before that I was making songs in my bedroom on my laptop, so it was a big jump, and it was just an amazing experience.
But that's probably the only, you're young, so it's probably the only way you know how to make music is through laptops and Pro Tools and all the electronics that go on now
exactly,
in the versus the old school in a garage.
Yeah. I mean, Jim still uses Pro Tools, but he's got a big old SSL desk from I think it's 1991. So it's nice to just do stuff properly, and it's got a total different sound to it, and I'm really proud of the sound we managed to capture, because I don't think a lot of people are trying to do that today. Everything is very digital and very modern sounding, but we got a nice mix of real drums, real guitars, and modern beats and programming and stuff like that. So
how'd you come up with the songs for the EP? This is your Here I Am, Meet Tom Walker. So picking those songs for a songwriter, that has to be a difficult process.
Yeah, well, I'd written, I think what a lot of people don't realise is how many songs you have to write to get 5. So I've probably written about, 110 over the last God knows how long. So eventually I just got 5 that I was like, right, this is the EP.
This is it. You found them.
I'm happy with these. I think it's songwriters as well. They're never 100% happy with stuff. They're never like, that's it. It's done. To actually finish something is really hard in the songwriting world. So,
is there a story being told with these particular songs you picked?
Yeah, I don't want to go into all of the stories though. I mean, I'll let the people decide because there's some ex-girlfriends in there, some politics in there. So we'll let the people decide what they think.
All right, Tom Walker's here, and we've got Allie, who you brought with you, part of the band.
Absolutely.
So I'm going to ask if you wouldn't mind doing a song for us.
Cool. I'm just going to do this on my own. This is called Blessings.
All right.
Well, are we going out tonight? We could go to yours, you could come to mine. I got no money for the pub, no. Could probably scrape enough for the bus, though. And what a time to be alive. 4 bottles down my neck and I'm feeding fine. So let's hear it for the good times. Let's hear it for the good times. Been counting our blessings, but it don't take us too long. 'Cause our lives ain't like a movie of a Katy Perry song. Been counting our blessings, 'cause we got friends to lean on. Got no money in our pockets, we're too busy getting drunk. We're just counting our blessings. No, just counting our blessings. Well, I really hate to kill the vibe, but who's going to the shop? We could use supplies. I'm busy playing FIFA. You all know I'm gonna beat ya. And what a time to be alive. Fat Freddy's on a drop and I'm feeding fine. So let's hear it for the good times. Let's hear it for the good times. Been counting our blessings, but it don't take us too long. 'Cause our lives ain't like a movie of a Katy Perry song. Been counting our blessings, 'cause we got friends to lean on. Got no money in our pockets, we're too busy getting drunk. We're counting up. And when the night is over, lay your head upon my shoulders. Glad I'm coming down with you. 'Cause nothing really matters as long as you're right here. Been counting our blessings, but it don't take us too long. 'Cause our lives ain't like a movie of a Katy Perry song. Been counting our blessings, 'cause we got friends to lean on. Got no money in our pockets, we're too busy getting drunk. We're just counting our blessings. No, just counting our blessings. We're counting our blessings, just counting our blessings. Yeah, we're counting our blessings. We're counting our blessings.
Ooh, sounding great.
Thank you.
I like that. Well, that's great. The title track from the EP there.
Yes, indeed.
Blessings. Tom Walker's our guest in the studio. And so exciting times for you. The Scottish Sun called you the next Ed Sheeran.
I've heard, yes. I know. No pressure.
No pressure. How does that make you feel when you hear that? I mean,
it's
to
good.
be compared to something like that.
Yeah, it's good. I'm a massive fan of Ed Sheeran. The guy's worked hard. And one of the reasons I started songwriting, actually, which I don't say this very often, is because I listened to his first album. Mm-hmm. And I was like, man, if that kind of weird-looking ginger kid can do it, then maybe I can.
You'd be another ginger, right?
Yeah, exactly, with a ginger beard.
That's it.
But no, I think he's proof that if you can write a good song, then you can go out there and play it to people, and they'll like it, and they'll buy it, and they'll listen to it, and they'll come to the shows. So, yeah.
There was a lot of pressure. I mean, if you're going to get compared to somebody like that, that kind of
Yeah.
starts you off with a high expectation.
Yeah, sure. I mean, that's fine with me, though. If they want to compare me to Ed Sheeran, I'll take it.
And who did you grow up listening to? I mean, you're obviously past Ed Sheeran's, you weren't growing up listening to him, but who were you listening to? I guess your dad had a big record collection.
Yeah, he had a massive record collection, actually. He still does. I listened to AC/DC was my first concert when I was 9 in Paris. Yeah, so I was a massive fan of them. I grew up listening to a lot of Paolo Nutini, the Arctic Monkeys. Adele's first album was really wicked. A couple of things. I like Ray Charles. I like Muddy Waters, Little Walter. I watched the movie Ray and became obsessed with Ray Charles for quite some time, and then watched Cadillac Records and became obsessed with that whole scene. So, yeah, loads of different stuff. It's not like I'm into this one person.
Now, when you started off deciding that you wanted to do this as a career, was it a part of the plan to make it in America, to tour in America, release records in America? Did you think of that?
Worldwide domination. I was no.
Yeah, nothing small, right? For you, Tom wanted worldwide domination.
No, the plan was just to make some music, and the rest is just an amazing bonus. Like I've gotten to do a lot of traveling recently. I've seen more countries in the last 2 months than I probably have in my life. So it's just amazing. I mean, we just came back from a tour where we did. What was it, 20 gigs, 19 different cities, 5 countries in 30 days.
Wow.
So it's just so good to go around and travel and meet new people. And had thought about it, but I'd not thought this is why I want to do it. I always wanted to just do the music, but this is just a lovely added bonus.
What's been your favorite experience so far? Or favorite place to play?
Favorite place to play? I've got to say, I played in Hyde Park in London, and Stevie Wonder was playing the same day. So I technically supported Stevie Wonder. And he did a 4.5-hour set, and the whole day was just magical. So I think that was my favourite gig to date so far. But outside of the UK, we went to LA was amazing, really cool place. And also Rotterdam in the Netherlands, that was really cool. So, yeah.
Where were you when you first heard your music on the radio for the first time?
I was in London. I was driving from Manchester to London, and I came on Radio 1. And I nearly crashed the car, to be fair, because I was so excited. I was about 20 miles away from my house, so I was nearly home.
Well, the journey's just beginning for you. I mean, you are young. Very first album, very first EP. Yeah. If people want to get it, I imagine they can get it on Amazon and iTunes. But what about your website? Is it available?
Yeah. www.iamtomwalker.com.
iamtomwalker.com.
Yeah, we just released vinyl yesterday, actually, so you can get it on a heavyweight vinyl now, 12-inch.
That's the big trend.
Yeah, exactly.
Just need something to play it on.
I know, exactly, yeah.
You can't go to Best Buy and buy a turntable anymore.
So many people who don't have a turntable have been like, can I buy a copy and sign it and put it on my wall? I'm like, get a turntable.
We've got Tom Walker in the Voice of America studios, and if you wouldn't mind doing another song, we'd love to hear.
Yeah, so I'm going to do a little cover that I don't know if you guys know much of it. It's called Radioactive by Imagine Dragons.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. I'm waking up to ash and dust. I wipe my brow and I sweat my rust. I'm breathing in the chemicals. I'm breaking in, shaping up, then I'm checking out on the prison bus. This is it, the apocalypse. Oh, 'cause I'm waking. Yeah, I feel it in my bones, enough to make my system blow. Welcome to the new age. To the new age, welcome to the new age. No, 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 no. I'm radioactive, radioactive. No, 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 no. I'm radioactive, radioactive. I raise my flag on my clothes. It's a revolution, I suppose. We painted red to fit right in. I'm breaking in, shaving off, then I'm checking out on the prison bars. This is it, the apocalypse. Oh, 'cause I'm waking. Yeah, I feel it in my bones, enough to make my system blow. Welcome to the new age, to the new age. Welcome to the new age. No, 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 no. I'm radioactive.
systems go, 'cause the sun hasn't died. It's deep in my bones, straight from inside. Yeah, but so systems go, 'cause the sun hasn't died. Yeah, but it's deep in my bones. Yeah, but straight from inside. Now I'm waking. Yeah, I feel it in my bones. Enough to make my system flow. Now welcome to the new age. To the new age. Welcome to the new age. No, 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 no. Radioactive, radioactive. No, 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 no. Radioactive, radioactive.
Love it. Tom Walker, Radioactive. And so has it always been music? I mean, is that what you always wanted to do right from an early age?
Yeah. I started playing violin when I was 6, and I wanted a guitar so badly. And we were at this this kind of like school open music day. I remember one of the teachers like saying to my mum, like, "Oh no, he's too small for a guitar. Get him a violin." And I was like, "Okay, I'll try that." So I ended up playing that for ages, and then I wasn't really in it, you know what I mean? I wasn't really in love with it. And then my dad bought me a guitar one day, and that was the end of the violin, and just put it down. I never picked it up again, and I just fell in love with playing guitar, and from that came a bit of singing, and from that came songwriting. So, yeah, I'm not very good at anything else. I tried my hand at being like a chef. I was a photo booth attendant for a while. I was terrible at that. I had a paper round when I was a kid. I was no good at that either. So I've worked in bars, restaurants, all sorts. So
you had to work at the Greasy Spoon, did you? I saw that.
No, I didn't. I've not worked at a Greasy Spoon. No.
I saw that on your website.
Only high-class restaurants. No, mostly pubs that
There's
make
something
fish
on the
and
Greasy
chips.
Spoon on your website. So
Yeah, there's one around the corner from me. I love it. It's cheap and cheerful, and you feel guilty after going there, but it's always good for breakfast.
So the advice you'd give young aspiring musicians is ditch the violin and get a guitar. if Dad says violin, forget about it.
To be fair, you'll probably get more money playing violin in an orchestra, so maybe do that.
So when people in music release an EP, usually that is followed by a debut studio album. What's the plan for the year ahead?
The album's coming. We've written half of it for sure. I don't want to rush it. You get one chance these days, I think. I want to make sure my album's a quality piece of work and that people really love it. And I don't think either me or the label are in a rush, which is nice. They've been really good to us, Relentless Records in the UK. So, we're just going to get on with it. And when it's good enough, we're going to put it out. It'll be in the next year for sure.
It's great to be, coming up with a brand new album and be signed to a major, because a lot of artists dream of that. And Epic pick you up, and there you go. Yeah,
I know. Yeah, Epic have been amazing as well. I mean, thanks to Epic, we're here and we're road tripping across America and being chauffeured about and stuff. It's all very surreal, to be honest. So it's great.
And you shared a house with a whole bunch of people, I read. Something like 12 people. You lived in a house with 12 people.
It was like between 12 and 15, depending on what day of the week it was. Yeah, I lived with a load of musicians in a house in North London, and it was one of the best places I ever lived, and also one of the worst, because it was so much fun and very inspiring, and everybody was a musician in there. Also, there was crazy parties, so when you actually had to get to work, you couldn't sleep and all. You know what I mean? So it's the best and worst place I've ever lived, I think.
Well, the good thing is that you lived with musicians. Because had you lived with people who weren't into music, and there you are rehearsing and playing and writing, that might have been an issue.
It's true. That's my new house now, actually. I live with, I'm the only musician, but they're all at work in the daytime, and I can just be at home writing. And then I've got a studio in the basement, so when they all go to bed at night, I just go down to the basement. So it's cool. I've managed to make it work.
Now, when you're writing your songs, where do you get your inspiration? Is it, you mentioned exes and things like that. Is it your experiences or observations of other people, or is it a combination? How do you come up with the ideas?
It's normally stuff that's happened to me. It's kind of difficult to write about stuff that, well, for me anyway, about things that actually haven't happened to me. So I think I've got one song called Play Dead, and then the rest is all personal stuff that has actually happened. So yeah, recently I've not been doing a lot of writing because we've been on the road, and you can probably write 1 or 2 songs about being on the road, but after that you can't just keep writing songs about. So I've had to book myself I'm going to go volunteer for a week back in London at like a homeless shelter, and then I'm going to go on a holiday with my girlfriend and have a few good nights out, because like I'm just running out of stuff to write about because all we're doing is gigging and touring.
Yeah, but one of the questions that I'm usually asking is, do you get inspiration in some of the places you've been to write a song? Like, whoa, here's a foreign country or something. Whoa, I will
write a song after being in America, 100%. Yeah, I mean, we're here for 16 days and we're road tripping across America. It might end up like some kind of country song. I'm not sure how I'm gonna phrase the wording of it, but yeah.
Well, it's great to meet you and to have you here in our studios.
It's a pleasure.
This is an exciting time, and 25 million streams so far, I guess, on Spotify.
Yes, that's crazy, isn't it? I know, it's nuts.
That's huge to come out of the box like that. And you haven't even released a studio album yet.
No, I know.
So that's crazy stuff. But
we've been very fortunate, and that's one of the other things about blessings. Like it's easy to lose focus in this industry of how lucky you are. Mm-hmm. So you ever
go back and look at some of your early songs that you've written?
And there's some terrible stuff. Yeah, some terrible stuff like that. Yeah, but each song is a learning curve. So even if it was terrible, you learnt something by doing it. Mm-hmm. So none of it's worthless.
And who do you want to work with in the future? Who would you like to collaborate with?
I'd love to collaborate with Paolo Nutini because he's one of my all-time favorites, and our voices are quite similar. So I don't know how that would work. But yeah, I'd love to meet him and just have a drink with him. Even would be amazing. So yeah, that'd be cool.
Well, Tom Walker's with us, and if you do another song, that would be great.
Cool. So this is just you and I.
Let's get drunk, I'll pull my heart out through my mouth. This year's been hard for us, no doubt. Let's raise a glass to a better one. Let all the things that we've overcome bring up to us, 'cause me and you, we can hold this up. And only you understand how I'm feeling now, yeah. And I know that I can tell you anything. You won't judge, you're just listening, yeah. 'Cause you're the best thing that ever happened to me. 'Cause my darling, you and I can take over the world, and one step at a time, just you and I. 'Cause you're the only one who brings light just like the sun, one step at a time, just you and I. So let's get drunk, we'll reminisce about the day we were broke, not getting paid, and taking trips at the weekend, when I would drive down to see her, and we would paint the town. Too many shots I'll be passing out, 'cause I could never keep up. Quarter odds, now I'm puking up, and I know that I can tell you anything. You won't judge, you're just listening, yeah. 'Cause you're the best thing that ever happened to me. 'Cause my darling, you and I can take over the world, and one step at a time, just you and I. 'Cause you're the only one who brings light just like the sun, one step at a time, just you and I. Tired of chasing paper and staring at the screen. Been saving up for weeks now, just against you, my dear. And though you're far from my home, this ain't no weekend bar. You know my heart goes fonder. Must be shitty love, 'cause my darling, you and I could take over the world, one step at a time, just you and I. 'Cause my darling, you and I can take over the world, one step at a time, just you and I. 'Cause you're the only one who brings light just like the sun, one step at a time, just you and I. Yeah, one step at a time, just you and I. Yeah, one step at a time, just you and I.
Tom Walker, live in our studios today, and Blessings is the debut album. What's been the highlight for you so far? Because the journey's just kind of beginning, so...
New York's really cool. I really like New York, because it reminds me a little of London, you know what I mean? Big city. I think that's my favourite so far, because we actually got to spend a couple of days there. Everywhere else has just been like, we've been there for 5 minutes and then drive to the next state. So, yeah... I'll let you know at the end of the trip.
And then you're going back to the UK. You continue the tour, finish your album, finish writing and recording songs. What happens after that? Back to the US, world tour? What are you planning?
Do you know what? I'm not looking as far as September, because otherwise it just melts my brain a little bit. So we're going to get the album finished. We're going to hit the road, take the album out for sure. I'm just putting a new single out, I think next week, hopefully.
What's it called?
It's called Heartland.
Oh, great.
Yeah, so that'll be coming out in the UK next week. And so we're just going to keep on trucking, gigging, music.
Well, that's great. I mean, it's awesome to meet you. I mean, you have a great voice. I mean, this is a perfect time. The time is right. I mean, the guitar, singer-songwriter is in right now.
Yeah,
and that's
for sure.
a great time for you. So, Tom Walker, what a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you so much. Cheers.
Thank you for coming. Visit us again the next time.
We'll be back. Don't you worry.
Love to have you guys. Thank you, Allie. This is Border Crossings on the Voice of America. I'm Larry London. Our guest today has been Tom Walker, and the new EP is called Blessings. Thanks for watching.